Want your dog to stop in his tracks? There's a command for that. Here to show us how to teach our dogs to leave it is Elena Miller, owner of Dogs Unleashed Canine Training. Elena, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And this is Blue.
Yes.
Blue's going to be our star demo child today.
Yes, he is.
So first of all, what is the main goal of the leave it command?
To tell the dog to leave an object. It can be used as to leave a dog or anything that you don't want the dog to go near.
Okay.
That's the idea of it.
Staffing up.
Yeah.
What are some scenarios that you can think of where this would come in handy and be, maybe even life-saving for your dog? Or
let's say you're in the kitchen and you're taking pills and you drop it.
Ooh.
Have you ever had the dog try to go for it?
Pretty much everything.
Yeah. So if you just tell the dog to leave it, it means off limits. So then you have plenty of time. You don't have to scramble to get the pill back. Or if you're walking the dog down the street and there's a tasty treat for the dog,
right?
And you don't want the dog to have that, you can tell him to leave it, and he should.
And stop right there.
Yeah.
All right, well, why don't you give us a little demo here with Blue and show us how this command works.
Okay. And there's many ways to teach us. I'm going to use treats for this one.
Okay.
It seems to work the easiest. He already knows what we're doing.
Blue is very well trained.
So you can either be standing when you do this, or I'm going to lay on the floor, and you're just going to take some treats. Whatever the dog finds appealing, obviously. You can also use low value treats for the leave it one, or high value to reward them.
Okay.
Or in this case, I'm using the same for both.
Okay.
But all you do, you just get down. You can have him smell it so he knows that's in your hand.
Yeah.
If you put it on the ground, leave it. No, leave it. Good boy. Yes.
Yay.
Good boy.
Oh, so you just leave that whole stack there on the ground and you're rewarding with something else.
Yep. And as soon as he looks at me, that's what I'm rewarding. Good boy. And a lot of people make this mistake, but the stuff that you tell him to leave, you don't want him to ever have.
Oh.
So you don't want to reward with the treat that you're telling him to leave. Good
okay.
Boy.
Well, Blue is very...
Good boy.
Blue is on his game. So if you have a dog, Blue obviously has had some practice, that has never had any practice before. How do you go about starting this training?
You can, the same way. You can put it in your hand with your closed fist.
Okay.
Leave it, and if he goes to go for it, just close your hand. As soon as he comes off, good boy, that's when you'll treat it.
All right, so you're basically just...
Leave it.
Pulling access away and rewarding when he gets that he's not allowed to have it.
Yep. And, this is the initial stages. So eventually you won't need to reward him with, you can reward him with praise compared to carrying treats all the time.
Yeah.
But this is just for him to understand the command.
Right.
And just, it just takes consistency. So do this, and as soon as you know that they know it, like I didn't even have to say that.
Yeah.
He knows not to do it.
Yeah.
You could still say leave it, good boy. And then you can go towards objects. So if the dog's really toy motivated, you can use that.
Now, is there some maintenance involved here? Like now, do you have to continually practice with Blue to make sure he never forgets this command?
Yeah, I mean, the idea is involving the commands into everyday life. So I'm sure that there's plenty of practice with the word leave it.
Yeah.
I like practicing with, if you're playing with a toy, I wouldn't say leave it, because leave it is more of a don't ever touch that compared to drop it, which just means just to drop it out of your mouth or something like that.
Okay. So make sure when you're teaching them to leave it, you're using something that they are never allowed to have.
Right, yeah. Like when I teach leave it, I don't want the dog to ever get it. That's why I don't reward them with the thing I'm telling them to leave it with.
Right.
And that's the same with, with toys or something like that. Like if you're kids, you don't want your kids' toys to be touched. You can tell them to leave your kids' toys, and they should never be able to be playing with the kids' toys. And you can reward them with their own toy or something like that instead.
All right.
So that's just...
Awesome. So a great command every dog and owner should know.
Absolutely.
Elena Miller, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
If you'd like to get in touch with Elena of Dogs Unleashed Canine Training, feel free to visit her website, Facebook page, or give her a call.